Congratulations, you've just taken your most important first step on what we passionately believe is the ultimate way to good health. What you're about to discover in this and the following videos is the result of 20 years of research and study across almost every known field of health and nutrition. Over that time, we've personally interviewed scores of leading health and nutrition experts. We've researched and trialled almost every diet, from the raw food regime and the no meat, no dairy diet to the alkaline diet and the paleo diet. We've put our health on the line and made mistakes that you don't have to. We've gone down dangerous diet pathways you can and should absolutely avoid. We have trialled hundreds of products, pills, potions and programs that simply don't work. Everything we're about to recommend to you here has been tried and tested in our own lives. Everything that worked, everything that helped transform our health and the health of the thousands of people who have written to us over the years is revealed here. The simple secret to endless energy. The ultimate insight into the causes of so many debilitating and unnecessary everyday health problems. Easy, affordable, natural and proven ways to help cure yourself of high blood pressure, anxiety, IBS, depression, headaches, migraines, candida, chronic fatigue, osteoporosis, dementia, weight gain and libido loss. Ways to understand, avoid and even heal heart disease and many forms of cancer. It's all here and it's all absolutely free. So sit back, take a deep, alkalizing breath and enjoy. As we say here at Alaway, you've got nothing to lose and a whole lifetime of energy, endless energy and vibrant health to gain. The first thing you need to know about the Alaway is that it is not another new fad diet. It's actually a unique synthesis of two existing nutritional models that are almost opposites, yet when combined in the right way, create what we believe is the ultimate diet for ultimate human health. But nutrition is only one aspect of the Alaway. There are actually 4 essential and easily addressed aspects or pillars of health to the Alaway. When applied together, will totally transform your health, turn back the clock on your appearance and your body's organ age, and flood you with energy. Now, before you start thinking 4 pillars, this is all sounding too hard already. It's not. In fact, one of the 3 other pillars I'm going to introduce you to shortly is as easy as turning on your kitchen tap. And the other 2 are up to you. If you include them, you'll simply get better, long-term results. If you don't, you'll still make enormous improvements in your everyday health and energy. So what are the 4 essential, easily applied pillars to the Alaway? Here they are. Nutrition. You're going to discover the best nutritional sources for maximum health, maximum energy and maximum protection from degenerative disease. Hydration. Our blood is 82% water. Our lungs are 90% water and our brain is 76% water. Even our bones are 25% H2O. At the end of the day, we're all just a whole world of water babies. We use 3 to 4 litres of water just living each day. We expel 2 litres of water just breathing. The fastest, easiest, cheapest way to improve your health and your energy is to drink the right amount of water every single day. And when we say water, we're not referring to acidic bottle or tank water. We're talking about a kind of water that is as alkaline as a super serving of spinach, as energizing as a caffeine hit, and teeming with more antioxidants than you'll find in any plant, potion or high-priced product on earth. But more about that shortly. Exercise. Exercise is another word for active alkalizing. Did you know that from 40 onwards we lose 1% of our muscle tissue every year? It mightn't sound much, but over 20 years, that's 1/5 of all our body's muscles. Without some regular resistance workout, our bones lose their density and become osteoporotic, honeycomb bones. The combined outcomes of diminished muscle tissue and osteoporotic bones is increased physical frailty and increased risk of falls, one of the top 5 causes of death in our society. And you might be interested to learn that medical science has recently proven a link between regular exercise and the reversing of cognitive diseases such as dementia. Lifestyle. If you seriously want the Alkaline to work for you, like it's working for thousands of others, you've got to look at all those lifestyle habits like smoking, too much alcohol, too much time acidifying in front of the telly. The simple truth is, once you start on the Alkaline and start feeling the enormous improvements in your energy and well-being, you'll want to change your lifestyle. So there, in brief, are the 4 pillars. And, as I've said earlier, none of these work in isolation, especially the first 2, nutrition and water. Now, I want to start with nutrition because, as the old saying goes, we are what we eat. What we're about to share with you right now is based on scientific evidence and decades of personal experience. The diet we are about to recommend to you is the diet we and our families live on every day. And as I mentioned earlier, we're not talking about a new fad diet, but an amalgamation of the very best aspects of 2 existing nutritional models. And to tell you about them, I have to relate an experience that utterly changed my life and the life of my husband and Alaway co-founder Ian Hamilton. For decades, Ian and I had studied, researched and practiced almost every aspect of nutrition and healthy living. We had immersed ourselves in the findings of the world's acknowledged experts, best-selling international authors and authorities on food, health and natural healing. By the end of those 2 decades, there wasn't much we didn't know and hadn't tried. For many years, we embraced the alkaline diet, lots of raw salads, steamed veggies, alkaline-rich veggie juices, and litres of alkaline antioxidant-rich water every day. We got, or thought we got, all our protein and essential fats that we needed from a wide range of nuts. It seemed like nutritional utopia, gone with the usual winter colds and flus, and the constant alkalizing cancelled out many of the everyday acidifiers that cause inflammation in the body. Acidifiers like stress, high-carb foods, shallow breathing, pollution and toxins. The alkaline diet exponents claim that all you need to do to regain and retain perfect health is to eat 80% alkaline foods and reduce your acidic food intake to 20%. Now, one of the major and permissible food groups on the alkaline diet is fruit. Fruit is a delicious natural source of alkaline minerals. Throughout our years on the alkaline diet, my partner and I consumed tons of fruit. We even added fruit to our daily veggie juices. Unfortunately, as we later discovered, fruit is not the alkalizer we are told it is. In fact, the high sugar content in fruit actually acidifies the body, and our poor livers don't even see it coming. Not only that, the acidic foods that made up the other 20% of our new diet included foods that just couldn't pack the nutrient punch my body needed. We devoured grains, nuts, pulses and lentils. We always ate whole foods, but the truth you may not want to hear is that many of these foods lack many of the amino acids so essential to good health. These foods are simply not nutrient dense. For a long time we seemed to be fine, no outward signs of poor health at all. Then one day I suddenly realized my 60-year-old partner Ian's memory was definitely deteriorating. Then he fell off his son's skateboard, broke his leg and discovered he had an advanced form of osteoporosis. In the meantime, I had started experiencing all kinds of not so nice menopausal symptoms, along with increasing bouts of irritable bowel syndrome. Something we were or weren't eating was undermining our precious health, and it didn't take much research to discover what. And here's when we realized the alkaline diet, with all its wonderful pH balancing and anti-cancer qualities, was only half the story. The other half was based on a simple scientific, and to many vegetarians, raw foodies and alkaline diet devotees, unacceptable fact. Good fats, fat saturated in complete amino acids, that is not found anywhere in the vegetable kingdom but only in meat, fish and eggs, are as essential to good health as alkaline-rich greens and alkalized ionized water. Our brain is 70% fat. Our heart's real food is saturated fat. All those so-called whole foods, the various nuts we're eating as a substitute for animal products, are totally lacking in these fats. And the fact is, we need these good fats to create cholesterol, the body's natural food source for hormone production. If I'm going to have only 20% acidic food in my diet, then surely they need to be the best, nutrient-dense, good fat foods I can possibly get. It was this realization that led us to a diet as old as mankind itself. Named after our Paleolithic ancestors, it is known as the Paleo diet. The Paleo diet is based on what mankind has evolved to eat over the course of our evolution. Our Paleolithic ancestors ate some fruits and vegetables, only in season, and when they could, some honey. But the bulk of their food was meat, with fish and eggs in certain areas. This is an extremely nutrient-rich diet. Also, back in the Paleolithic days, our ancestors lived with far less acidifying stress. They had clean food, clean water and clean air enriched with twice as much oxygen as today, so they had very little need for detoxifying, which means they had little need for the detoxifying alkalis in vegetables and would only eat them in small amounts when game was scarce. As far as our bodies are concerned, they are still essentially paleo. They are still operating from the ancient blueprint that says we thrive best on meat and saturated fats. It's now clear to many paleoanthropologists that modern humans are nowhere near evolved enough to process all the highly acidic carbohydrate foods we eat every day. Never before have we consumed the amount of sugar we all eat. Even carbohydrate-packed grains, especially wheat, have only been around for a relatively tiny part of mankind's history. Small wonder so many opportunistic bacteria bound in our modern-day bowels are dining and thriving on what our poor paleo-digestive tracts just can't deal with. If you are a vegan, a vegetarian, a raw foodie, or an alkaline diet disciple, you may disagree with all of this. By combining the alkaline diet with a paleo diet, as the Alaway recommends, you are giving your body the very best building blocks for long-term good health. You'll find a downloadable white paper of the diet on this page, and as you'll see, it's easy, it's delicious, it's immensely varied, and most of all, it's immensely powerful. But the research, the evidence, the proof in more and more of the lives of people we talk to is clear. By combining the alkaline diet with the paleo diet, you are giving your body the best building blocks for long-term good health. Already, I have noticed enormous improvements in my partner's memory. His testosterone levels, low on the alkaline-only diet, are heading back where they should be. We have both noticed real and lasting changes in our energy and well-being. And as we promised you earlier, we would never recommend anything we hadn't tried and proven ourselves. Before we end this video, we just want to take a few moments to introduce you to one of the best discoveries in our lives. It's not a super pill or an ancient Himalayan herb, though it's certainly just as miraculous. It's this, the second essential aspect of the Alkaline. But this glass of water I'm holding is no ordinary glass of water. Sure, it came from my kitchen tap, but that's where any similarity between ordinary tap water and this water ends. Buzzing around in this small glass of water is more alkalinity than you'll find in a bowl of raw spinach, and more free radical killing antioxidants than you'll find in any other single source. This is serious acid busting superwater. If you were to change nothing else in your life but just drink 2 litres of this today, remember we lose more water than that every day just living and breathing. You would notice enormous differences in your energy and well-being within 24 hours, probably even less. As Dr. Robert Young, the best-selling author of the pH Miracle, said, if someone were to ask me what the one thing I can do for better health was, the answer would be very simple: start drinking alkaline ionized water. This is such an important subject, such an important part of reclaiming and retaining ultimate health, that we have devoted an entire video to it.